everybody! In this video, I'm going to show you how you can teach an attention noise to a puppy or an adult dog that you've just added to your family. So this little dog is my latest puppy, and she still doesn't have a name yet, but we're going to work on the attention noise so I can get her attention away from other dogs and things that I don't want her to do, and then I can redirect her to do the things I do want her to do. So I've already been using that attention noise if she goes to try and bother my other dogs, or she goes to try and chew on something, and then I can interrupt her and get her attention back on me so I can tell her what she should be doing, which is playing with her toys, or perhaps going and chewing on one of her bones in her bed. In these next two examples, I'm going to show how I use the attention noise to interrupt undesirable behavior in puppies. This little man is chewing on the couch, and I'm going to use the attention noise to interrupt him and then redirect him to chewing on his dog bone again. I find it extremely important to caution clients to build the strength of the interrupter noise in training sessions using high-value reinforcers, but then when in a real-life situation like the puppy chewing on the couch or on a shoe, you're going to use your kissy noise to get your puppy's attention, and then you can redirect them to something that already exists in the environment like their chew bone, so you're not just giving a high-level reinforcement every time the dog goes over to try and chew on the couch, because that could inadvertently teach the dog to go and chew on whatever it is to get you to give them a treat. It's pretty simple to train. You make the noise, and when the dog looks up at your eyes, you mark and reinforce. So, good. What you want to make sure when you're training this noise is that you don't move as you click and reinforce. Because what can happen is if I go and my hand is moving like that, the puppy is going to quickly start looking at my hand. So I'm going to make my noise, and when the puppy looks up at my face, mark, and then move to feed a treat. But did you see how quickly I moved to feed the treat after marking? I can go even slower than that. So I make the kissy noise, click, and then go to move to feed the treat, and that will get rid of that darting eye behavior. Also, if your puppy's really good, like this little pup, she really likes gazing up at people's faces, then you can quickly increase criteria. However, if you have a dog that just doesn't think to look up at your eyes, in the first initial training session, you're going to mark that millisecond that they do look up at your face. If your dog just isn't thinking to look up at your eyes when you make a kissy noise or a whistle or say their name, and you want them to look up at your face when you say their name, you can make a little blowing noise. So you're not actually blowing on the dog, which most dogs dislike. They find it aversive, or it can even make them frustrated and angry, so they might want to jump up and snap at you or growl at you if you do that. So you're not blowing on the dog, you're making a blowing noise or a breathing noise. So I'm going to go, and if the dog doesn't look up, I'm going to go, ready? Or, good. Awesome. Another thing you can do is make noises that are enticing. So maybe if the dog didn't look up at the kissy noise, you could then go, good job. You can also capture this behavior clicking anytime you see your dog look up at your face. So if you talk to your puppy, "Hi puppy, hi, you're so cute," and you see them look up at your face, you can mark and reinforce that. You can practice this exercise sitting down or standing up. Depending on your puppy, some puppies might find it easier when you're sitting down and your face is closer, and some might find it easier to look up when you're further away and the treats aren't so close to them. Good. Good. Good job. Good job. If you're going to use the attention noise to interrupt your puppy's unwanted behavior, you can then work on this exercise where you feed your puppy a treat like this, and just after they're done eating the treat, you make the noise, mark and reinforce your puppy for turning back to you, and then you can mark and reinforce for eye contact. Awesome. Awesome. Good. You can also practice this exercise with your puppy at your side like this, but at first you have to reinforce your puppy for staying at your side because most puppies will want to be right in front of you so they can see you and see where the treats are coming from. So if you're going to work on that, you first need to teach the position at your side, standing or sitting or laying down. Good job. And this little puppy is 9 weeks old. Good job. Good. I have treats in my left hand, and I'm going to put my left hand behind my back like this to make sure she's looking up at my eyes and not at my hand here because it is kind of in the line of sight. So I want the attention noise to mean look at me even if treats aren't in the picture. Good job. Good. And I can feed her head to the left like this to make sure that she doesn't just keep moving more and more into the front position like that. So when she's at my side like this, and I'm asking for attention, woo, I'm going to feed her head over here. Now, if you do too much stuff on the left side where the dog is looking up to the right, say you're doing heel work or tricks on the left side or walking and getting treats and your dog looks up a lot, you want to make sure that your dog is also walking and doing behaviors on your right side so that their neck is getting the same amount of exercise looking up at you as on the left side. Good. Thank you so much for watching. Now I want to give a quick shout out to one of my #1 Kikopup sponsors, user Humbird101. Because of Bird and other Kikopup members, I'm able to create these educational videos to show people how they can train their dogs without the use of physical or psychological intimidation. Thank you so much.